What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Wolf Tales! Yes, this game is freaking awesome so far. Like I say, I'm just rolling right into the next episode, so I can't gauge any of y'all's reactions from episode 1. So here we go, we're going to continue on and figure out what the hell's going on. I know that. I know I shouldn't have left without giving notice like that, but nothing. You're safe now, and that's all that matters. Now come, let us return and tell your mother the good news. She must be worried sick about you. Princess! I don't want to go. What? What do you mean you don't want to go back? This is our pack we're talking about here. You must return. I'm not going. To hell you aren't! The aggressive half-wolf grabs Mirari by the wrist and forcefully drags her toward the door. Mirari tries to resist, but it's clear that the new girl is much stronger than she is. Stop her by force. Blitz chop! Ah! I can't believe you actually said blitz chop, really? I chopped the naughty wolf on the forehead. You insolent human! What did you do that for? Do you know who I am? I'm a proud soldier of... Not budging an inch, I glare at the young girl as I tower over her. Soldier of what now? Proud soldier of... I sharpen my gauge and cross my arms, showing the girl that I mean business. In response to my silent intimidation, the girl begins to cower. Her forcefulness may have been effective against a kind-hearted girl like Mirari, but it isn't going to work on me. Honestly, you have quite the nerve, you know that? You bang on my door, barge in here uninvited, and now you're trying to force this girl to go with you out into the cold? But she's our princess. Like I care. Listen to me. Just last night, Mirari was both freezing and starving. She could have died, given the state she was in. I'm not about to let you drag her out into the cold to her death. Do you understand? Sulking, the girl nods. Faced with the very real purpose of Mirari's death, she can't bring herself to refute my words. Does this mean you'll let me stay a little while longer? That's right. Just until you're healthy enough to be up and about on your own. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you so much, Blitz. You have no idea how much this means to me. He's just letting you stay in this dumb shack of his. It's nothing worth being thankful over. Now, don't be like that, Fuyu. Oh, I know. Why don't I make lunch for the three of us? Lunch? 3 of us? I raise an eyebrow at Mirari's proposition. Fuyu, on the other hand, begins to wag her tail with ears that clearly picked up. That's right. Won't it be wonderful to eat food together in this warm, cozy cabin? Well, when you put it that way, I guess it doesn't sound that bad. Oi, don't decide these things on your own. I never said this rude girl could stay. Upon hearing my complaint, Mirari's ears begin to droop. She looks up at me with big, watery eyes as though silently pleading for her friend to join us. I mean it. No one invited guests. And besides, we just ate breakfast. It's too soon to be... Fuyu stands beside Mirari and pulls the exact same maneuver. Like a pair of puppies that look at me pleadingly, appealing to my conscience of humanity. Oh, damn it. Fine. Do as you please. Yes! Woohoo! The moment I give my consent, Mirari and Fuyu both start to jump up and down. Tails wagging, teeth showing, and both appear to be thrilled at the notion of sharing a hot meal together. This calls for a celebration. I'll make something extra special with plenty to go around for all 3 of us. Don't do that. Like I said, we only just ate breakfast, so I'm not really hungry. Something special? Like what? Did this guy bring a bunch of amazing food from the human civilization? He sure did. I've only tried 1 dish so far, but I'm sure the others are just as delicious. Hey, are you 2 even listening to me? No celebrating and no serving for me. Got that? Oh, I can't wait. I'm getting hungry just thinking about eating the princess's delicious cooking. Hee, I'm glad to hear it. I'll get started right away. let me just head to the storeroom and find something to cook with. Ignoring me until the very end, the two girls run off toward the storeroom, enthralled by the promise of delicious food. Forget it. They'll be gone soon enough anyway. For now, let's just see if Murray is as good as cooking as she is at cleaning. So good. Oh, so good. Princess, you have outdone yourself. Watch on with both cautious and amazement as Fuyu eats her fill. Given a bowl full of canned peas and other kept foods, all either steamed or stewed to perfection by Mirari, Fuyu hasn't put her bowl down once. I want to tell her to use cutlery, but at this point, I'm afraid to interrupt. From the beginning, Fuyu has been either lowering her face to the bowl or lifting the bowl to her face. The fact that Mirari brought out spoons has apparently failed to register. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. This girl was subjected to the same terrain and conditions as Mirari. It makes sense that she'd be famished. Maybe I should offer her my bowl as well. The moment I place my hand on my bowl... Ah, Blitz, you're going to eat as well? No, I was just... It's okay, they're all foods from your storeroom, so this should definitely suit a human palate. That's really not what's holding me back. It's really good, I promise. I'm actually quite pleased with how this meal turned out. I would love for you to try it and give your feedback. I don't know. Look, I'll make it easy for you. You don't even have to raise your hand. Just say, ah. Or uses her spoon, the one she's been eating with until now, and scoops up some food in my bowl. Yeah, it's fine, really. Like I said, I'm not hungry. Ah. No, I just said, ah. Ah. Sighing internally, I finally give in. The moment I do, Murray happily places her spoon into my mouth, at which point I close my lips and trap the spoon's contents. I chew the soft, warm mush, which doesn't really need to be chewed at all, then I swallow. How was it? With her tail wagging and ears picking up in anticipation, Murray carefully observes my expression. It's better than my cooking. Yeah, it's good. It's definitely much better than anything I know how to make. Really? You don't say. It's kind of vexing to think that someone I initially thought of as a savage can cook human cuisine better than I can. Oh well. When you live in a place like this, it's the nutrition and warmth that matters, not the taste. Ignorant human, do you actually doubt the princess's skill? Cooking is just one of the many skills expected to be drilled into the future mate of our next pack leader. Murray turns away as Fuyu casually reveals her situation. Whoa, hold on a second. Murray, you were taught to cook so that you could please your future mate? That's right, it's Murray's responsibility to... Murray hurriedly covers Fuyu's mouth before she can say anything else. What manner of nonsense are you spouting, Fuyu? I cook because I enjoy watching others eat my cooking, that's all. If I planned on mating with the next alpha male, I wouldn't have run away in the first place. Murray's words intrigue me, but I decide not to pry. Whatever has happened to those two girls until this point is none of my business. And if Murray would rather run away from home than find a mate, that's completely up to her. I'm just a kind stranger who took pity on a near-death young girl. What she does with her life I saved is not for me to decide. Sorry, I had an itch on my leg. I had an itch. Aww. They're so cute. Seriously? Don't you think you should at least wait for the food to settle first? So full. Let's, you should eat more too. I already ate plenty, thank you. Though it was nothing compared to what the two of you ate. Shortly after the three of us finished eating, Mirari and Fuyu both let out big yawns and curl up next to one another on the couch. Sharing their body warmth, as I imagine they would often do out in the snow, the two girls snuggle up close to one another and with looks of contentment on their faces. contentment, not contentment. Sheesh, I want to tell them off for going to sleep right after eating, but when I look at them both like this, without realizing it, I begin to smile. Just yesterday, I found Mirari on the floor, cold and shivering as she narrowly avoided death. Then today, Fuyu suddenly barged into my cabin. She's been running her mouth all day, and we haven't enjoyed a moment of silence since she's arrived. But for now, only temporary, the two girls seem to be at peace. Sleeping soundly comfortably, by the presence of their partner, the two wolf girls look like a pair of young pups, clinging to one another in an unfamiliar environment. Previously afraid for the other one's safety, they have now found one another once and can finally be at ease. I suppose I can let Fuyu stay for tonight as well. I'd feel bad trying to separate the two of them now. Besides, I've been alone for so long. A day or two in the company of these girls shouldn't kill me. I entered my bedroom for a moment and opened the closet. A few seconds later, I returned with a blanket in my arms, which I then used to cover the girls. Even if you leave this cabin tomorrow for tonight, two girls are my guests. So, sleep well. Resisting the urge to ruffle the girls' hair as they sleep, I return to the kitchen with our bowls and utensils to clean up. For now, I'll let the girls rest. Tomorrow, we'll see what awaits us. I wake up bright and early as the morning sun lights up my room. In spite of the hellish blizzard from 2 days ago, it seems that the weather has begun to clear up, and the freezing cold is becoming more tolerable by the day. At this rate, I'll soon be able to go outside without overdressing. Filled with optimistic thoughts, I leave my bedroom and return to the main living room area. The moment I enter the room, a strong odor reaches my nose, and I instinctively turn to look towards the kitchen. Come on! Isn't it done yet? No matter how many times you ask, breakfast isn't going to be ready any quicker. If you're looking for something to do, why don't you go wake up Blitz? I'd rather smother him in his sleep. Just you try it, little girl. See what happens. Fia jumps back in surprise as she suddenly hears my voice from directly behind her. Oh, Blitz! Oh, wow! You got really close really fast. Oh, Blitz, you're awake. You're just in time. Breakfast will be ready shortly. Please take a seat. I'll bring you food when it's ready. Well, okay, I'll leave you to it then. Having no intention of stopping Mirari while she's cooking, I do as she suggests and sit down on the couch. Miserable human preying on the princess's kind nature. Ah, shut up. It's not like I asked her to cook me breakfast or anything. Besides, you seem pretty eager to take advantage of her kindness yourself. Just a second. Ah! No, I skipped dialogue by accident. Go back. Can I go back? Is there a history button? Ah, there's no history. Shit. Something about a dog. I'll have to read it and edit. Fuck. You're comparing me to a dog? Well, yeah, that is what you look like. Besides, dogs and wolves are pretty much the same anyway, right? Do not insult me, human. Wolves are nothing like dogs. Ow. I smirk to myself as I enjoy Fuyu's reactions. Okay, oh, how so? I thought dogs and wolves were descendants of the same ancestors. That doesn't mean that we're the same. You wouldn't mix up a human and a monkey, would you? Dogs are pitiful, subservient creatures who only know how to bow before human beings. Wolves, on the other hand, are proud hunters who don't need the help of any other race to survive. So proud, independent creature like a wolf would never do something like, I don't know, sleep in a human's cabin and eat their food? Fuyu's face contorts in displeasure. Her claims of independence hold little weight on the moment, given our current predicament. That's different. Is it? What about you? Me? Yeah, what are you even doing out here? This is no place for a human being to live. What, were you exiled or something? Is this your punishment? Were you caught doing something heinous and banished from society forever? Yeah, that must be it. You did something unforgivable and were sent out here to live the rest of your days in solitude. How could I have missed this before? Now I feel endangered just being in the same room as you. A look of panic spreads across Fuyu's face as she slowly backs away from me. Would you please stop smearing my good name? I moved out here on my own free will because I don't get along with other people. That's it. Hearing my explanation, Fuyu stops backing away and begins to look at me with eyes filled with curiosity. You don't like other humans? That's the short version, yeah. Then, what about us? You and Mirari? Fuyu nods. You let us both into your home. You forced your way into my home. And you haven't tried to kick us out or anything. Is having us here causing you distress? Not particularly. I almost reply yes without thinking, but before I can do so, Fuyu's puppy dog eyes kick in once more. Looking at her pitiful, pleading eyes, I can't bring myself to call her a nuisance. I don't know. It's a bit weird to have you two here, but it's not the same feeling I get when I'm around other people. Honestly, I'm having a hard time thinking of Fuyu as a person. She really does seem more like a mischievous puppy than a rebellious young woman. Maybe it's because I like animals, but I guess you two aren't so bad. That's just my impressions so far. Give it another few days, I might think quite differently. Is that so? Fuyu analyzes my answer carefully. She doesn't appear to be particularly invested in my answer, nor does it bring her any joy. Her question was one posed out of curiosity with no ulterior motive. Well, I wouldn't worry about you changing your mind. After all, the princess and I won't be staying long enough for you to get sick of our company. No matter how warm it is here, we must return to our pack as soon as possible. Works for me. A couple of nights is more than enough. I've done my good deed for the year. Now I just want to be left alone. I nod in agreement with Fuyu's statement. I understand. I won't try to stop you from returning to the pack. As soon as the two of you are ready to leave, I'll see you off. Okay, princess, it's time to go. Fuyu, what are you talking about? Please, don't play dumb, princess. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've had your fun, now it's time to returning to our pack. Already? But we only just... That's my point. You must leave now, before we grow accustomed to this lifestyle. Relying on a human is no good. No good, princess. We must return to our own kind. Once the three of us have finished eating breakfast, Fuyu wastes no time before making good on her promise. The satisfied smile indicative, of a full belly disappears from her face, replaced by a serious expression and a tone of voice to match. Do we have to go back no matter what? I quite like it here, and... Princess! Fuyu grabs Mayora by the shoulders. Do not be selfish! You have troubled this human enough as it is, not to mention the worry that you have no doubt caused our kin. It is time for us to return. But Mary turns away from Fuyu and casts me a sidelong glance. It's okay if I stay here a while longer, isn't it, Blitz? Princess! I won't cause any trouble or do anything you tell me not to. I'll cook, and clean, I'll help you out as much as I can. So please. Princess. I avert my gaze as Mirari begins to plead. No matter the reason for her desperation, I can't afford to let her stay. My supplies were really only enough to last me through the winter, and there's also the ethical question of my interfering in half-human affairs. Plus, Fuyu said herself, Mirari's family and friends are waiting for her. Her place is with them, not me. Mirari, please, Blitz, just let me... I place my index finger on Mirari's soft lips. Mirari, don't you think you're worried your family long enough as it is? You belong with the rest of your pack. I understand. Mirari gives up without a fight and as I quickly shut her down. Her eyes downcast and slowly trudges toward the door, not looking back even once. Thank you for not making this difficult, Blitz. Mirari may act defiant at times, but she's a reasonable person. Hearing you tell her to go home should be enough. Yeah, no problem, I guess. Feeling bad about turning Mary down, I find it hard to look Fuyu in the eyes. As my eyes wander around the cabin, I suddenly realize something. Oh, hold on a second. I take a pair of coats off the coat rack and present them to Fuyu. Here, take these. It's cold out there. You'll need to stay warm. In response to my offer, Fuyu shakes her head. I appreciate your kindness, but I'll have to decline. Our tolerance for the cold is significantly greater than that of humans. In anything less than a blizzard, garments such as those will only get in our way. Oh, I see. I take another look at the outfits Murray and Fuyu are wearing. Indeed, no humans would dare dress so sparingly out there. If those two are comfortable while wearing so little, they must indeed have a far greater tolerance to the cold than we do. In that case, I guess this is goodbye. Maybe I'll see you two again someday. Don't count on it. We live on the other side of this mountain. Were it not for the snowstorm, we would have never met you to begin with. This shall be our final farewell. Confidently asserting so, Fuyu turns her back on me and heads toward the door. As she does so, however, Murray no longer seems ready to leave. Murray? Murray's eyes shift back and forth. It seems like she wants to say something to me, but can't quite bring herself to speak. Come along, Princess. Let us not delay our departure any further. At Fuyu's command, Murray lowers her head and walks along obediently. Murray slowly unlocks the door, then regretfully sets foot outside, gently pushed along by her dear friend. Moments later, the door slams shut, and at last, I am alone once more. For the next hour or so, I find myself wandering around the cabin aimlessly. Having already slept and eaten, there's honestly very little remaining that I need to do. I have enough supplies to last for a while, yet it's too cold outside to think about working, and my hobbies are all the type to be enjoyed while resting idly. Put simply, I'm bored. Solitude may be its own reward, but the cost at which it comes is clear. There's nothing to do out here during the colder months, and even when things warm up, the choices can't compare to those available in the city. At least with the two wolf girls around, things were a bit more lively. Other people are a nuisance, but a pet could be just what I need. That being said, what kind of pet would be suitable in the middle of nowhere like this? The fuck was that? Giving myself something to think about, I decided to turn on the radio in the kitchen. After adjusting the frequency and waiting for a short while, I am able to receive the weather forecast, which paints a rather placid picture. Maybe I should go out and get some water while it's still mild outside. The weather can change out here at the drop of a hat, so it never hurts to have a surplus. I grab my coat and head out the door, resolving myself to be slightly more active than usual. Before this pleasant weather changes for the worse, I'm going to shore up my supplies just as any prudent survivor should. I can't talk because I'm a frickin' florican moron. My nose itches. Ooh, what the hell's happening? Brrr. Who the hell thought it would be a good idea to fetch water? Everything has turned to sludge out there. The entire landscape has changed since before the snowstorm. I hurriedly closed the door behind me as I returned from gathering water. Unfortunately, my trip proves fairly fruitless, as the spring from which I usually gather drinking water has been temporarily blocked off. The snowstorm has shifted the terrain, making my usual routes either inaccessible or far more dangerous than usual. Screw it. I'll just stay inside after all. It may be boring, stay indoors all day, but at least it's safe. Still shivering slightly, I regretfully removed my coat and flopped down on the couch. Covering myself with a blanket, the same one I used to cover the two sleeping wolf girls yesterday, I settled myself into an inn and tried to make myself comfortable. Let's see now. Where did I put my remote? What are you watching? There's no TV anywhere. If it isn't within arm's reach, I'm not getting up for it. I look around and immediately vicinate of the couch. Unfortunately, the remote is nowhere to be seen. It's probably still in the kitchen from when I last watched TV while cooking. I guess I'll just have to sit there then. What a fun person I am. I know the feeling, dude. As I sit in silence, I notice a faint sound. It sounds like a voice, but it's too quiet for me to understand what they're saying. Ah, great. Now I'm hearing things. Maybe I've lived alone for far too long, after all. I try to ignore the voice, focusing my mind elsewhere. However, the voice doesn't disappear. It seems to cut in and out, simple static cropping up in between words. What the heck could that? Oh, right, the radio. I unintentionally rise to my feet and turn toward the kitchen where I've left the radio turned on. Seeing as how it's battery powered, I figure I'd better turn it off, and I'm not using it. Wait, so I left the damn radio turned on, and I went and gathered water, or tried to gather water? Before I can do so, however, I hear something ominous from the other side of the radio. Bad weather, incoming. Avalanche last night. Paths have changed. Advise caution. Phew. It's worse than I thought. Huh. Now I'm definitely not going outside. I turn the radio off and grab the TV remote, which is sitting on the kitchen counter. I then return to the living room and sit down on the couch, remote in hand. Okay, now, where were we? Ah, yes, let's find something to watch, shall we? Now, what did I start watching last time? Before I turn on the television, I go to wrap myself in the blanket I had used to cover myself with just a moment ago. The second I go to do so, however, I feel a chill run down my spine. Oh shit, the girls! They wouldn't know about the avalanche last night, or the bad weather that's about to hit. If they get caught up in that, they might find the path back home has been blocked off. Those poor girls might... I better go find them. Ah, hell, how can I sit back and relax knowing that those girls might be in danger? I can watch TV anytime. For now, I've got a couple wolf girls to track down. Covered in several layers, I head out to the frozen wasteland before me in search of the two wolf girls and the mouse sunscreen. Upon starting my drive, I quickly realized that the cold is the least of my worries. As I noticed earlier, the radio confirmed all the usual scenery has changed since I last ventured outside. Familiar landmarks are gone, paths have been blocked off, and solid ground has been replaced by sleet. If I'm not careful, I might wind up getting lost or stuck myself. My nose itches. Okay, now, where would those two girls have gone? I've never been out on the other side of the mountain, but if my memory serves, I follow a vague recollection I have of the map I purchased when I first moved out here. The actual pathways have obviously changed since then, but my memory gives me at least a hint to the direction in which I should be heading. Now then, if I remember correctly, it should be this road here. Or at least, it was back when there was a road. I come to a stop on the road I'm following appears to end abruptly. A few hundred feet in front of me, where there would generally be a road, there is a huge pile of snow. From my point of view, it's impossible to bypass. Oh man, I guess the road is blocked after all. Maybe there's a path or something that I just can't see from here. If I move in a bit closer... So I force myself to get out of the truck, shivering as the blizzard rages. My legs may be weary, but my stomach is full and my body is warm. If those girls are out here, I'm going to find them. Hooray! Fuyu! Are you two out here? Hooray! Fuyu! I call out the girls' names and head closer to the obstructed pathway. As I near the wall of snow, a vague figure appears up ahead. Squintingly, I try to discern the identity of the being in front of me. Hooray! Fuyu? Blitz? Fuyu! Hearing Fuyu's surprising exclamation, I rush over to the figure up ahead. Once I get closer, I realize that it's not just Fuyu. Mirari's with her too. However... Blitz, please help me! Mirari suddenly collapsed while we were walking, so I carried her myself, but the path is... I know, most of the paths have changed and have been blocked off. You won't be able to get through here, not today. Eh? But then, what do we do? Mirari is unconscious. She needs somewhere warm to rest, and something to eat, and... Calm down, Fuyu. If you panic, you're just going to make things even harder on yourself. For the time being, you're both coming back to my cabin. I'll help you carry Mirari back there, and we'll make sure that she keep her nice and warm. No, but we couldn't possibly... I wasn't asking. You take one arm, I'll take the other. Got it? Yes, I understand. If it's for the princess, then... Fuyu comes to her senses and grabs hold of Mirari tightly. I do the same, grabbing Mirari's other arm and wrapping her around my shoulders. Like so, Fuyu and I begin to carry an unconscious princess back to my truck, braving the hellish blizzard once more. Oh, it's getting good. I'm gonna go on for 15 more minutes. Through great exertion and with much difficulty, I managed to bring Mirari and Fuyu back to my cabin safe and sound. While the two girls aren't injured, it seems that they're both utterly exhausted. Mirari's still unconscious and still running a fever. Fuyu is sick with worry and clearly overexerting herself, but otherwise appears to be just fine. How's Mirari doing? Any change? In response to my question, Fuyu shakes her head. Still nothing. The princess won't wake up at all. Ah, too bad. Oh well, just give her some time. She'll be okay. I hope so. Fuyu sulks as she shrugs off my optimism. It seems that her concern for her friend is not easily dismissed. Mirari was in far worse shape when I found her. As long as she's kept warm and given a chance to rest, I think she'll definitely pull through. For the time being, positioning myself directly behind Fuyu, I place one hand on the girl's head. I'm worried about you, Fuyu. Me? Why would you be worried about me? Is that really so strange? You were out there in that blizzard too, you know. You even wound up carrying Mirari all by yourself before I got there. Not to mention the panic and stress you have been suffering from. So how are you holding up? Do you need anything, Fuyu? Is there something I can do for you? Don't be absurd. Your concern is entirely unnecessary, human. Fuyu pouts and turns away with a red tinge to her cheeks. You should focus your attention on Mirari instead. She's the important one here, not me. I would have gladly given my life to be meant bringing her back home safe and sound. I begin to rub Fuyu's head while chuckling to myself. So what you're saying is you're so concerned for your friend's happiness that you give up your own life in order for her to achieve it. That isn't what I said. I just don't want Pack to suffer because of that girl's selfish whim, that's all. Yes, I understand. I continue to pet Fuyu and she sulks. Despite her usual temperament, she doesn't push my hand away, nor does she appear to dislike the contact. If she weren't so proud, she might actually give in to the feeling and lean closer. But you know, Fuyu, as great as it is to be loyal, you shouldn't put so little importance on your own life. Just as your pack misses Mirari, I'm sure they miss you too. And I know for a fact that if you were gone, Mirari would be devastated. So don't throw your life away, okay? Because for all you guys do, don't throw your life away needlessly. Take care of yourself, just as you take care of Mirari. Oh, this game is so cool so far. After a long night of watching Fuyu fuss over Mirari, I eventually turn in for the night and go to bed. Convincing Fuyu to do the same proves surprisingly difficult. She's adamant about being there for Mirari and doesn't want to leave her side. It isn't until I convey to Fuyu the expected time at which Mirari will awaken. A complete lie on my part, Fuyu finally agrees to rest. She snuggles up next to Mirari and just as they had when they slept on the couch together previously. Before long, Fuyu is sound asleep. Sheesh, those two are really a handful. Maybe I shouldn't get a pet after all. Looking after those two is already tiring enough. Well, guess I better see how those two are doing. Oh, my back. If I'm lucky, maybe they'll have slept in. Despite my optimism, the very first thing I see upon entering the room is the sight of Fuyu towering over Mirari. I mean it, I'm feeling much better now. Really, I can get up on my own. I don't care. If you're feeling better, no means no. You're going to stay in bed and rest. Got it? No, but what about breakfast? I'll make breakfast. You just keep resting until I bring a portion over to you. Would that really be alright? You haven't received the same training that I have. Don't worry about me. That'll be a piece of cake. How hard can human cuisine be anyway? If Blitz can make it, there's no way someone like me won't be able to. Oh, really? It's quite a declaration, right, Fuyu. Fuyu freezes up at the moment she hears my voice. With great hesitation, Fuyu slowly turns her head to look at me at the corner of her eye. But how long have you been standing there? Long after you promised that you'll be making us breakfast. Do you need me to show you where the storeroom is? Well, Fuyu averts her gaze as she tries to avoid my question. It seems this rowdy wolf girl doesn't possess her princess knowledge as much as of such things after all. Blitz! Before I can tease Fuyu any further, Murray calls out to me, surprisingly assertive voice. Yes, Murray? Blitz, I apologize. Huh? Princess? Fuyu and I both stare at Murray in surprise as she hangs her head. Even after you told me to leave, even after I resolved myself to stop relying on your kindness, here I am once again. I've burdened you once more, forcing you to take care of me, even after you've already done so much for me. I just want you to know that is it. As soon as I am able, I will leave the cabin and never come back. I will not bother you ever again. Princess. Despite the fact that Mirari is now agreeing to leave without a fight, even Fuyu can't accept her downhearted proclamation. If Mirari had been able to declare with a smile on her face that she would return to her pack, I would wish her well. Fuyu would happily lead her along. The duo would return home, and that would be the end of it. Given Mirari's current state of mind, however, think before you speak, Mirari. If you say something that's stupid, there's no way I'm going to let you leave. Liz? Listen to me, Mirari. This is twice. 2 times. Now that you've almost died because you've gone out unprepared. The weather's been unpredictable lately, the paths have changed, and half of the snow underfoot is unstable. I'm not going to be held responsible for you running off to your death, Mirari. So, until I say otherwise, the 2 of you are staying right here with me. Got it? Did you mean that? We can stay? I nod in confirmation. Princess, did you hear that? We can stay. We can stay after all. Oh, this is such a relief. Yes, Princess, I'm also... I'm happy for you, Princess. If you must linger a while for the sake of recovery, then I have no choice but to keep you company. The 2 girls join hands and bounce on their heels, wearing expressions of joy as they do. Contrary to Fuyu's words, it seems that she's just as relieved as Mirari. You're so transparent, Fuyu. Can't you just honestly say that you don't know how to get home and you're afraid of putting Mirari in danger again? Chuckling to myself, I move closer to the 2 girls. Remember, this is just until the weather clears up and you're able to make your way back home. I'll be listening to the radio every day for any mention of the snow being cleared away or the weather improving. Understood. We shan't overstay our welcome a second time. When the time is right, we'll leave without a fuss. I doubt that time will ever come. By the time noon rolls around, the weather outside seems to be improving. Not to the point where I have any confidence in making a long trek, but at the very least, it seems as though I'll be able to scout out the area. Alright, I should take this opportunity to check out the new landscape. In particular, I'll see if the path Murray and Fuyu were taking yesterday has cleared up yet. After confirming on the radio that the weather is set to remain unchanged for the rest of the day, I begin to put my boots and coat. Blitz? Where are you going? Oh, Rory. I was just about to go check out the terrain. Now that the weather has stabilized for a bit, I'll be back before long. I'll come with you. No, you won't. I gently flick Murray on the forehead as if to punish her for saying something unreasonable. You just stay put and recover. I don't want you to overexert yourself. But I can't continue to leech off your kindness like this. I need to make myself useful. It's the least I can do, considering everything you're doing for me. I appreciate your feelings, but if you come with me and you faint again, you're only going to cause more trouble. Marie sulks as I point out the major flaw in her offer without hesitation. Listen, I know it's kind of rude to ask this of a sick person, and I'm not implying that this is all you're good for or anything, but if you're really itching for something to do, why don't you clean up a bit or make lunch or for when I get back? Only if you're feeling up to it, of course. Yes, absolutely. It would be my pleasure, Blitz. Thank you. No, you really don't need to thank me for assigning you chores. Without wasting a moment, Mirari skips over to the storeroom where I keep all the cleaning supplies. It seems the specter of illness means nothing to Mirari after all. Dressed suitably, I head out into the snow. As I go to close the door behind me, however, I feel something block my way. Hey, watch it, Blitz! Oh, sorry, Fuyu. Fuyu pushes past me at the time I close the door for real. Wait a minute. What are you doing out here, Fuyu? What? Do I need your permission to go outside? Well, no, I guess not. But given the timing, it's like you were following me. There's something on me. Just felt like something was on me. Bug on me or something. Like freaking out now. I felt like there's something on me. I saw a spider crawl around here the other day. I'm hoping it didn't attack by a spider. Okay, you're going to check out the terrain, aren't you? See what's changed and where you can get through? If you're going to try to reach our den, then you'll need a guide, and I can hardly allow the princess to go, given her current condition. I never said anything about visiting your den. Fine, you can come along. Just don't get too far ahead. Fuyu runs off before I can finish speaking. Oh well, if she's this lively, shouldn't be a problem. Besides, I was planning on checking. I swear to God, something's fucking with me in here. Besides, I was planning on checking out the path the girls took yesterday. I guess the only change in the plans is that now I'll be going with company. Following after Fuyu, I soon reached the stretch of snow where I found the two girls yesterday. While visibility has certainly improved, the path itself is still blocked off. At a glance, it doesn't seem like there's any way to get through. Still no good, huh? Maybe if No, that won't work. Hate to break it to you, Fuyu, but it doesn't look like you'll be getting through here. Not today, at least. I know. Even so, I can't just give up and return empty-handed. What would the princess say if I return without securing a road home? She'd probably be relieved. You may want to go back as soon as possible, but I get the feeling Rory isn't so keen. Whether she wants to return or not, the princess understands that she must. As such, it's my duty to ensure that return is made possible. Well, good luck with that. Unless you have a snowplow handy, I don't think you'll be getting through here anytime soon. Scratch, 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 scratch. Fuyu, you cannot dig your way through. Not that attitude! I'm getting like Fuyu. Scratch, 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 scratch. Seriously? At least wait for the snow to melt a little bit. Trying to dig through this right now must be like clawing your way through stone. Don't underestimate the might of... Fuyu suddenly jumps in fright as some of the pile snow falls onto her head. It seems that having Fuyu dig at the base of the snow has caused a shift under his own weight. Are you alright, Fuyu? Don't laugh at me, human! Alright, sorry, it's just the way you shrieked like that. Ow! That's fucking adorable! Whoa! I dodged at the last second as a snowball narrowly missed my head. What are you doing, Fuyu? You could have hit me. That's the point, you fool! Ah! Fuyu's second snowball clipped my shoulder, knocking me off balance. You little... Yeah, stupid human. That's what you get for making fun of, yeah? Well, rising to my feet, I quickly ball up some snow and hurl it towards Fuyu, just barely missing her torso. What the heck do you think you're doing? Throwing a snowball. What's it look like? You can't do that. I'm the one throwing snow at you. What are you, a little kid? I don't need your permission to defend myself. Hup. Yeah, stop. Stop that right now. Insistent. Make me. Grr. Fine then. We'll see how you like it when I throw a snowball at you. Well, yeah, that's how this fight started. Whoa! I duck to the side as Fuyu throws another snowball at my head. The moment I correct my posture, Fuyu has already started to ball up another, and she's getting ready to throw it. Sheesh, give me a break. How can you do so quickly? Someone who wears those ridiculous things on their head will never be able to match my speed. Oh yeah, we'll see about that. Hup! Yeah, too slow. Should I give you a handicap, human? Don't underestimate me! Before I realize it, I find myself becoming more and more invested in the outcome of this snowball fight with Fuyu. What starts as a cheeky bit of fun quickly develops into an intense showdown, with both sides putting in far more effort than one would expect. As strange as it may seem, I'm actually having fun. Spending every day out here struggling to stay warm and keep my supplies up, I sometimes forget that. About the upsides of being surrounded by snow, when was the last time I ever thought about having a snowball fight, or making snow angels, or engaging in any of these fun yet childish activities? Maybe this place doesn't have to be a barren wasteland I always think of it as after all. Yeah, myth me. Stop moving! Not gonna happen! Fuyu turns around and wiggles her butt in the direction mocking me. At that moment, I reveal a second snowball hidden behind my back and throw it as quickly as I can. Yeah! Gotcha! Did you have to throw it? Did you have to throw it there? Snow is dripping into my pants. It's really cold. So wear proper clothing next time. It's not my fault you're dressed like that. Fuyu dances around trying to shift the snow trickled under her clothes. A few small pieces fall out, but judging by the expression on her face, there's still more to come. Chance! Huh? What are you doing? Can't you see that I'm preoccupied? That's exactly what makes this a perfect opportunity. Hup! Stop it! Make me! Despite her complaints, Fuyu laughs happily as she dodges my optimistic onslaught, dodging while simultaneously removing snow from under her clothing. Fuyu displays dexterity I can only dream of possessing. And there! That's the last of it! You better prepare yourself now, Blitz! Grinning from ear to ear, a playful smile adorns Fuyu's face as she hurriedly begins to create another snowball. No matter what she says, it's clear to me that she's having fun. Fuyu might be abrasive and direct, but it looks like she has a fun side. She's also pretty cute when she smiles, and evident that she cares deeply about morality. My first impression of Fuyu might have been wrong after all. If Fuyu weren't just a little more honest and less defensive, she might actually make a pretty good housemate. Alrighty, that being said, you guys, I'm actually a little bit over time, so I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. I just wanted to get through that that adorable little snowball fight there. So, all that being said, you guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'm hoping this series is going to go as well as Changeling Tale did. It's not going to have some of the same elements in it because they're already wolf girls. There's no transformation happening. But so far, the story is really cute. The story is really awesome. I did find this game on... I don't remember. I'll have to look it up. But I don't know how much adult content is actually in this game yet, so I might not put anything. If you guys want the link to this game, you're going to have to direct message me, and I'll direct message you the link. But because this is an adult-oriented game, I'm not going to put this in the description. So all that being said, you guys, hopefully you guys are enjoying. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And peace!